Canada unexpectedly shed more than 65,000 jobs last month, and the unemployment rate jumped to 7.1%. Let's get more from Brendon Bernard, a senior economist at the recruitment firm Indeed. Brendon, thanks very much for joining us. It looks like our labour market is distinctly or definitely softening.
Yeah, that's right. And this isn't the first weak jobs report we've had in 2025. In fact, July's was pretty rough as well. But what the previous week numbers, they tended to follow strong numbers. So the job numbers have been quite volatile. And so the trend actually had held steady. And heading into this month, the July 6.9 unemployment rate, it actually stood where it was in November. This month, though, we saw the dam break a little bit. We saw the largest job losses of the year, mostly part-time, but that unemployment rate rising above 7% to 7.1%, a clear sign that the labor market really has run out of gas.
We do hear anecdotally that young people seeking jobs are sending hundreds of resumes. They don't even get replies in many cases. It's probably not going to get better soon.
Yeah, and that's a trend that's actually been building for a while. So youth weren't really the source of the weakness in the August job numbers, but we've seen over the past 2 years, 3 years or so, that just the youth employment situation has really deteriorated. And part of that is just kind of youth are more cyclically sensitive to the ups and downs in employer hiring appetite than other groups. And so that's nothing new in today's report, the ongoing challenges among youth. But these August job numbers, they were driven by the core age group, 25 to 54-year-olds. We saw a special drop, a particular drop in self-employment this past month, but also weaknesses in private and public sector, and also weaknesses in the trade-exposed areas of the economy. So manufacturing, transportation, natural resources, all posting declines. Along with a few other areas. Just a difficult number, and one highlighting how we've got both this trade shock hitting the economy, but also just ongoing lingering challenges that brought the unemployment rate up even heading into 2025.
I'm just thinking Maclean's has a big feature right now about what they call a school absenteeism crisis, kids becoming disengaged from school. And even when they leave, they can't get jobs. It sounds like young people getting off to a rough start in life.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult period right now. When we look at the youth employment situation, we see a whole different range of weaknesses across. And 15 to 24-year-olds are in lots of different circumstances. So a weak job market for grads coming out of university, and just a plunge in teenage employment. So 15 to 19-year-olds, they're just not finding jobs these days, and it's a relatively quick change. We went from a really strong youth job market in 2022 coming out of the pandemic. Employers were looking to hire across the economy, many struggling to fill roles. And so Canadian youth really benefited from that job market. And as the situation flipped, we saw the reverse, youth employment plunge. And at the same time as that, we saw Canadian population growth soar. And so more supply of workers, especially looking to work in jobs often employing youth. And so all of these trends have come together to create one of the worst youth job markets we've seen in a while.
What trends are you seeing on Indeed? Are you seeing a pile of people trying to find work, for example, signing up?
I think we see a few trends, but one of the main ones is just on the employer side, that just demand has kind of cooled off from that earlier post-pandemic boom. And it's across the board, whether we're looking in, the manufacturing or construction sectors, or we're looking in white collar tech has been in a hiring freeze for over 2 years now. And one thing that's also starting to show up sort of one previous holdout of strength in public sector related areas like healthcare, education, and government employment, that's also starting to cool off now as well. That hiring boom on the public sector side is clearly coming to an end. And we saw that in today's job numbers, even on the education side, one of the contributors to the weak job numbers. And so right now, just fitting with the trend of uncertainty that your previous guest was talking about, but also just kind of a carryover from the exhaustion of that post-pandemic boom. Just we're still in this rut where on the demand side, there isn't a lot of vigorous recruiting activity. And that's just kind of weighing on this job market. And we see it in today's numbers. For instance, the share of unemployed people who are finding work in a given month, it's well below what it used to be. And so while layoffs aren't the main driver of this current weakness, for those people unlucky enough to lose their job, they're finding it tough to find new work.
Is there any area where employers are still hungry for workers, or the types of positions they're finding it hard to fill?
So I mentioned that while we have seen some cool off on the public sector side, I mean, we still have like major challenges, staffing in the nursing sector, for instance, even though things have cooled off a little bit there. So there are, persistent areas of the economy where just like hiring it's hard to imagine it's ever going to be easy. I could say nursing, I would put certain areas of the trades in there as well, not the whole trades, but definitely certain pockets of it. And then also, engineering. Just in general, there are a range of kind of like specialized, higher paying jobs where it's never going to be easy to find workers as long as there's any hiring appetite out there, just because the skills and required for those jobs require, are pretty rare combinations that not everyone is going to have. But in general, when it comes to things like labor shortage, when it comes to things like the tightness of the labor market, these are one of the most cyclical aspects of the overall economy. And when things are soft in the broader market, it's going to filter it down into most areas of the labor market.
We better leave it there. Thank you very much, Brendon.
Thanks for having me.
Brendon Bernard, senior economist at Indeed.